Subscribe, like and share to get more interesting mathematics lessons.
Welcome. Today we'll be looking at the topic trigonometry, in short form called trig. So whenever we hear the word trig, we mean trigonometry. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is simply the study of triangles in relation to their sides and angles. So when we solve any mathematics question where the sides and the angles are required, we are solving trigonometry. Now let's take a look at the diagram. For any right angle triangle of this form, labeled A, B, and C, where theta is facing is opposite. Wherever the theta, this is the theta, is facing is the opposite, like the human eye. Wherever is facing is the opposite. Where right angle is facing is the hypotenuse. This is the right angle. While the remaining side is the adjacent. That is, after identifying the opposite, the hypotenuse, the remaining side of the right angle triangle is the adjacent. Some call it the base side. Here, AC. So, where the capital letter A is facing is the small letter a. Same for A, for B, and C. Capital letter A facing small letter a. Capital letter B facing small letter b. And capital letter C facing small letter c. Diagrammatically, we have opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. The three basic trig ratios are sine, cosine, and tangent, written in short form as sine, cos, and tan, respectively. We apply SOH CAH TOA. So is spelled SOH, CAH, CAH, and TOA, TOA. Applying SOH in defining sin theta. Here, S represents sine, O for opposite, and H for hypotenuse. Sin theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Applying CAH in defining cos theta. Here, C represents cosine, A for adjacent, and H for hypotenuse. Therefore, cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Similarly, we apply TOA to define tan theta. Here, tan, T, represents tangent, O for opposite, and A for adjacent. Therefore, tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Now, the three basic trig ratio have reciprocals, namely, reciprocals are like the inverse of the three basic trig ratios we've discussed, the sine, cosine, and the tan. Now let's look at their reciprocal and what they are called. One is the secant, in short, sec, spelled SEC, equals 1 over sine. And sine we know is adjacent over hypotenuse. So 1 over sine is the inverse of whatever sine is. So therefore, secant is equals hypotenuse over adjacent. The second one is cosecant, in short, cosec, which is equals 1 over cosec. 1 over sine. Yes, 1 over sine. Now, we know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the reciprocal of sine is hypotenuse over opposite. The next one is cotangent. In short, cot, C-O-T, is equal 1 over tangent. And tangent, we know, is opposite over adjacent. So the inverse of tangent is adjacent over opposite. Now, you don't need to cram these three reciprocals of the basic trig ratios. The best and simple way to get to know this and to remember it whenever the need be is to note the third letter in each of the words. For instance, secant is S-E-C. So C is the third letter representing cosine. In cosecant, we have S as the third letter representing sine. So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. And the last one is cotangent. T is the third letter in the word cotangent, therefore representing tangent, the reciprocal of tangent. Special angles trigonometric ratio. Sine 30 equals 1 over 2. Sine 60 equals root 3 over 2. Sine 45 equals 1 over root 2. Cos 30 equals root 3 over 2. Cos 60 equals 1 over 2. Cos 45 equals 1 over root 2. Now let's take questions. Examples. Find the value of the unknown sides in the diagrams. We have this diagram where this side is represented as x and the hypotenuse as 4. Then now let's take questions. Examples. Find the value of the unknown sides in the diagrams. We have this diagram where this side is represented as x and the hypotenuse as 4. Then now let's take questions. Examples. Find the value of the unknown sides in the diagrams. We have this diagram where this side is represented as x and the hypotenuse as 4. The sides you are given will determine the trig ratio you will use for solving. If you are given opposite and hypotenuse, you will use sine. If you are given adjacent and hypotenuse, you use cos. Also, if you are given opposite and adjacent. Solution. Now, in the first question, x is the opposite, 4 is the hypotenuse. Since we are having opposite and hypotenuse, OH, now we consider sine, that's so, as the formula for solving. Therefore, sine 45, which is the angle, equals opposite over hypotenuse, which is equal to x, the unknown, over 4. We know the value of sine 45 as 1 over root 2 equals x over 4. Now let's cross multiply. X will multiply root 2 and 1 multiply 4. So that we will have root 2x equals 4. Then divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is root 2. So we divide this side by root 2 and the other side we divide by root 2. So root 2 we cancel out root 2, leaving only x, so that it will be that x will be equals 4 over root 2. Now in mathematics we know that a solution cannot have root as the denominator. So what do we do in this case? We rationalize by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the value of the denominator. We have x equals 4 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2. So that we will multiply numerator and the denominators. 4 times root 2 is 4 root 2. Then root 2 times root 2 is 2. In short, root n times root n equals n. That is why we have root 2 times root 2 equals 2. So we divide. 2 divide 4. We will be left with 2 root 2 as the solution. Another example. In question 2, 8 is the adjacent. Y is the hypotenuse. Therefore, we have adjacent and hypotenuse. AH, which is CAH. Therefore, we go for cos. That's cos 45 degree equals adjacent over hypotenuse, which is equals the adjacent is 8 and the hypotenuse is y. Now from the special trig ratio, we substitute cos 45 as 1 over root 2, which is equals 8 over y. Cross multiply to have y equals 8 root 2.
Study to solve the other related questions.
Subscribe, like and share to get more interesting mathematics lessons.